So it finally happened. It freaking finally happened. They shut us down, guys. They freaking shut us down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to HermitPack from the HermitCraft server. Hope you're doing freaking fantastic today. So what am I talking about? Well, a lot of you have already heard on the HermitCraft server, in order to reduce lag, some people decided that we are going to remove the Torcha arenas because they were, I think they were affecting the server's lag by like 10%, right? And there was a lot of comments and stuff as well in on my video saying, Iskal, you crappy fool! You are the person who are responsible for all the lag on the HermitCraft server. Well, news flash: Torturino removed, lag stays. Anyway, we've been lag busting, so in between episodes, I know it's been a little bit of a little while, I suppose. There should have been an episode out yesterday of HermitPack. But the reason it wasn't was because me and Hypno has been lag busting, and we found refined storage. As you guys remember, last episode we were talking about applied energistics, right? We're building battleships with Etho in a freaking massive lag. Thank you guys so much for the love for that project. Holy crap. But we also started to check out applied energistics, and there was actually a talk in the comments saying that Iskal is a freaking noob. Applied Energistic ain't better than refined storage. And you're right, like, it can do a few more things, but it ain't better. What it is better on, though, is lag. Refined storage is the main cause of the lag of this server. But anyway, enough about that. If you guys are still enjoying HermitPack, make sure that you hit the like button down below. If you like the video, of course. If you hate it, then don't do it, man. Don't freaking do it. Today, like I said, they've shut us down. We are generating garbage amounts of powers, and as you can see on our super display, we're not even freaking generating enough to survive at the moment. Now, good thing that we made this system, because what I've been able to do is, I've actually been playing on here for like a day now, and what I've been able to do is shut off other things like this thing here, for example, my auto stock system and my machine room, just to keep my storage system on channel 1 running. This is draining 5,000 RF per tick or thereabout, and I'm generating 5,700. This is freaking garbage. So what we gotta do today is we gotta come back, and I'm gonna turn around and show you something that I've been playing around with. Check this out. This here is a turbine from a mechanism generator. So a lot of you people, what do you mean you people, you freaking fool? But a lot of you people have said that you want me to play with generators from extreme reactors. I found generators also from mechanism, and this thing is cool. I'll show you this in a minute. This is really cool. This here is a part of this. This is a boiler. It takes water, it boils it into steam, and then the steam is what makes this spin, generating electricity. Freaking electricity nerd. But yeah, like I said, I have a plan for today. We're gonna look into extreme reactors. We're gonna look into this. We're gonna find a way to generate power. Now, if you guys remember, our old system with Torturinos, the solar generators and the windmill platform generated 250,000 RF per tick. That's a crap ton of power. I don't think we're gonna reach anywhere close to that today, but we'll try. But first, last time, at the end of the episode, for those of you who stayed around, I was gonna show you the screens, and I was so proud of having like arranged everything, right? And then Immature went down. Well, it's back, so we're gonna have a quick look at this. I'm not gonna like talk about the pictures. Since this episode aired, or since that episode aired, I think I've received 120 more Halls of Doom hashtags. So keep submitting fan art. We're gonna do the Halls of Doom eventually, and I'm gonna put up as much fan art as possible. Make sure you tag it on Twitter with hashtag Halls of Doom. Okay, so check this out. Let's put on night vision so we can see. Warning: trespassers will be escalified, courtesy of Blaze Jr. This is from Tevi. This is good. I can see myself using this sign, and I want to say, this is not necessarily Halls of Doom. If you guys can make more signs like this and tweet them to me that could fit our factory, I would absolutely love it. Then we got this here, obviously me as a god, that you know, like really captured me from Minecraft. This thing was created by TechStomper during the graveyard thing with Etho, and I really like this. This is cool. Like, this is when I blew myself up with TNT. I believe this is Sloy or Ponibutts. I think this is Sloy. Sloy, sorry Ponibutts, sorry if I mess up. But this picture was made when we started HermitCraft 4. When the Kingdom Craft crew came onto HermitCraft, and it was submitted, and I really like this picture, so I thought I'd include it. And then we have this thing. This is very undetailed, unfortunately, in Minecraft, because it's the DPI is too high, so I couldn't get the size. The size of these, by the way, needs to be 250 KB, and they need to be PNG, maximum 250 KB. But yeah, and then this from Lord Cloud. This is from the Witch Hunter map. If you haven't seen that series, it's a mini series of 4 episodes that I did with Stress Monster. It's hilarious. Go back and check it if you haven't seen it. Anyway, and then over here we got a weird looking Iskall with a freaking log from JJ Horton. Look at this, die bird poop with an Iskallium hatchet. I love this. If any mod maker could make me this tool, instead of this, like maybe it could destroy everything, then I would freaking play with that mod. Then we got this cool thing, and this here from Amanda. Rendog, you fool. Apparently it's flushed me down into freaking Iskallium. But yeah, guys, I'm so freaking proud of how many submitted art to this project. Thank you guys so much. Thank you a million for being there. You're freaking amazing. Okay, so what I want to do now, I've set this up. Like I said, I played around quite a bit with reactors and with different power sources in between episodes to try and find something that we can use. I want to have a passive generating power system, meaning that we don't have to feed it fuel, that will generate eventually 40,000 RF per tick if we can find it. At the moment, with the solar generators and the windmills, we're generating passively 5,700. Now, the reason I want a passive power system or a self-sufficient power system is because, yeah, I want to have base power to run my storage system and my machines. I don't want to be like crippled by power, if that makes sense. And then we can look into active generators, such as these things here, and a way to generate a crap ton of power. But okay, check this out. So like I said, this is good. Be prepared, because this is going to go very quick. I'm going to put this here, and then we have to check the power of the system. So I've hooked this up to input. So we should see it on that screen, how much we're generating from this thing. Actually, I couldn't right-click this. Hold on. Okay. It should spin. It should spin. Yeah, there we go. Look at the producing. That's 1,000. So, okay, it's dropping very quickly. There we go. It's stabilizing now. 6,000 RF per tick. No, it's dropping again. That's because I ran out of steam. So what this thing does, I don't know why it's not spinning at the moment. Maybe that's a bug. I saw it spin earlier. But what this thing does, like I said, it takes steam into the machine, and then it generates power based off the kinetic energy that happens, I suppose, when the steam fills up the airspace in this, and then these start spinning. I don't know why they're not spinning now, though. That was a little bit of a disappointment. So as you saw, that has had a crap ton of like injection to our system there for a second or two. Oh crap, I have to sleep because my solar power generators ain't generating during nighttime. There we go. Okay, I have to be very careful now that I don't have a surplus of power to make sure that I can at least run my storage system. But yeah, I've been playing around with this wind turbine. The problem with it is that this boiler machine here, this basically takes water from here, and then it has heating generator things there. And then I have, this is a recessive heater, which is draining power in order to generate heat. The problem with this, and I don't know why it's not doing anything at the moment. Why are you not? Oh, hold on. It has a temperature. Okay. And this has a temperature as well. Yeah. The problem with this system is that I'm using 1,000 RF per tick to heat it up. And I found 1,000 RF per tick to be about minimum to keep the steam going. I'm generating that. I'm using that. And I'm generating 0 RF per tick at the moment, which that may be a bug. Maybe I have to drain this of water. No, I don't freaking know what's going on with this thing. It was working fine earlier. Stupid thing. Is this still taking in water? Hold on. Let's have a look. No, it's not boiling anything. Machine! Wake the frick up. Hold on. Let's break this multi-structure. And now is it generating anything? It's dropping. No, it's keeping temperature. Okay, let's disconnect this. Oh, it is generating steam. Yeah, look at that. It's blinking, right? So it is generating steam. But somewhere here, we're bottlenecking it, probably with the water being shoved in. Long story short, I couldn't find... Yeah, look at this. Now it's generating. Okay, so it's generating 300 RF per tick, but I'm draining 1000 RF per tick just to keep this heated to boil the freaking water. So this here, this is no bueno. This will not work. And I think this may work, the mechanism generator turbine, but we need a better way to create steam. But like I said, I've been testing around a few different things, so that's what we're going to look at now. Over here, I have the generators from extra utilities. And I found a really cool one. This here, server, there we go. Slimy generator. And this is cool. Let me get some slime blocks. As you guys know, slime is not really slime. It's a scallium, right? So I was thinking maybe we could build an scallium generator, generating reactor ourselves without having to rely on... hold on, let me see actually. Are there upgrades from extra utilities for these? We have the mining upgrade, speed upgrade, and a stack upgrade. Okay, so nothing for the energy generators. But yeah, I was thinking maybe we could make a generator that takes slime, aka scallium, and generates power. And then I found this. Check this out. This is pretty good. If I put this in here, we're gonna be generating... Yeah, look at this. We're generating quite a bit of power from that slime block. Actually, quite a bit. Are we going to generate 100,000 RF for one slime block? Oh, we're generating more than that. Okay. We need to do some more testing then. Let me grab some capacitors. Actually, here's how we're going to test this properly. Let's put one of these in. Yeah, and let's send it on iMill in 4. That channel is only generating like 300 RF per tick or something into our capacitor, right? And then we want to look at this. Okay, so let's put a slime block in here. Boom. We are generating... Come on, system. Okay, this is 360 RF per tick. Okay, and we're doing that for 20 seconds. That's not super good. That's pretty bad. But let's put some upgrades in here. Maybe 6 and see what that does to it. Okay, so now let's put in a new slime block. This is gonna go pretty quick now. Hold on. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. That increased it. Yeah, look at that. But as you saw, the slime block died very quickly. So the amount of RF per slime block will not increase, but the RF per tick will increase. Okay, so let's just do a crazy test here. Let's do that, and then let's just do... Okay. We've got to be quick. Get a proper read. 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 RF per tick. Okay, 5,000 RF per tick. That seemed to be the maximum. Yeah, that's the maximum with 13 speed upgrades from slime blocks. Now, the issue with this system, though, to spawn a slime in a powered spawner, it's going to cost us 8,000 RF per tick for about 10 seconds. So 80,000 RF per tick. And it's barely going to generate, I don't even think it's going to generate one slime block. So this would not be a system that would be possible. Like it would be draining power, like this system here with this boiler. This is freaking advanced stuff here. But okay. So I like I said, I looked into these generators. I also looked into the Ender Pearl, and they're all kind of the same. We have a heated redstone generator, which is pretty cool. It takes redstone, heats it up with lava, and generates power. This thing here, Undeath Generator, uses bones or rotten flesh or skulls to generate power. This may be interesting down the line because we get a lot of that stuff from our mob farm, right? But okay, let's get into... I have a plan later this episode. What I want to do is start building a power building. But first, we need to find what we can use as power generator. So, since you guys So, since so many of you guys have wanted me to do extreme reactors, I thought I'd give you or show you what we can do with these generators. Now, these are actively generating using Yellorium. And Yellorium, as you guys know, we find, yeah, I have it here. We find this underground as ores. This is not a problem if you run a quarry, but for me, to generate Yellorium, as you can see, I don't have any in my system. This is all I have from playing on this server for, I don't even know, almost half a year now, or 4 months? I can't remember. So basically, without an auto miner, this may not be a feasible way to generate power, but I still want to build a reactor, and just to show you what we can do, what I'm gonna do, there is a page on the interwebs, frickin' interwebs, where you can try these out like a simulator, and I've been using that to try out different efficiency, because this is freaking nerdy. You have to like build it in a certain way for it to be efficient and use as little Yellorium as possible to generate as much RF per tick as possible. So, what I'm gonna do, I came up with a design. I'm gonna link that page, by the way, in the description box if you want to check it out yourself. I think what I did to get maximum efficiency, or not maximum efficiency, like there are people that are building crazy versions of these, and I'm gonna get the comments. You nerds are gonna be like, you freaking fool. This is not efficient. This is freaking garbage. Well, screw you, okay? This is a scallium efficiency. No, I'm sorry. I'm just a noob with the reactors. But check this out. Let me make yeah, I think I want to make these 15 tall, these rods, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow, that's gonna be a tall one. There is a point to this as well. If we're gonna use extreme reactors, I want it to look cool. You know, I don't just want efficiency. I want it to look cool as well, because these, I mean, I love how these look. But if you make the most efficient one you can make that's out there, I think, is only 3 tall and then like massively wide, which is freaking ugly. So I want to make like a big tower. And this is the design I came up with. Okay, so check this out. Now, what I've done is I've put glass all the way around. Let me just finish up this here. Boom, boom, like that. You can use these reactor casing, but glass looks cooler. So I have that all around, and I have this all built up. Now, the next thing we need to do, I want to just show those of you who've never played with this mod how to make a reactor. We need something called reactor control rods, and these goes like this on top of the fuel rods, right? Now, if we want, we can close this up like this, boom, 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 and then install. We need a few more blocks here. We need a controller, reactor controller, and we need a reactor access port and a redstone flux power tap. So what I'm gonna do, let's just break these here for now, and then put the controller in, the fuel thing, and the power tap. Yeah, there we go. And as you can see, it now formed and like made a different texture. This is now a working reactor. If we right click here, you can see a bunch of nerdy stuff right here. And the way you, if you want to start this, you put in your fuel, being Yellorium, into here. And then you press the start thing. Now, that Yellorium there is not going to generate a whole lot, as you can see. But what it's starting to do now is it's going to heat up, and the Yellorium actually fills up in these fuel rods. Yeah, look at that. This is going to be good. And we can see a bunch of different statistics. Now you can see it's got a bit of heat, so it's starting to generate power. But check this out. It's generating 60 RF per tick for this massive structure. Now remember, these solar generators alone generates like 3000 RF per tick passively. This here, at the moment, as it is still just generate, yes, 70 RF per tick. And it's going to use the Yellorium ingot at this speed, which is really good. This is very, very slowly using the Yellorium ingot. Now, let me demonstrate. I don't have a lot of Yellorium, unfortunately, but let's put in some more. I think we are going to get this up to maybe 10,000 RF per tick as it sits right now, if I feed it enough Yellorium. But we don't want to do this. Hold on, let me break this. I'm going to waste some Yellorium, that's fine. Or actually, I think it stays in the fuel rods if I don't break them. Now, what we need to do is we need to transport, in order to make this more efficient, we want the heat that are generated by these fuel rods to be transported around the whole reactor, because essentially it generates heat, which is what we drain the power from, I think. And the way you do that, you use metal blocks or metal liquids to pull the power from the rods, or the heat from the rods into the casing. If we go back here, let me show you this again. Let's form this. There we go. Yeah, we have these here, casing heat and core heat. We want these two to be somewhat similar, like what they are now. Then we're going to have high efficiency, which this here shows. The lower this value, the more efficiency, meaning the more RF per tick per Yellorium ingot. I'm sorry it's so freaking nerdy right now, but yeah. So we want to keep these staying next to each other. If I would put in more Yellorium in this construction, what would happen is that the core heat, meaning the rods, would skyrocket. And that is because we are not really transferring the heat to the casing. We are, but we're just using air, which is a garbage way of doing it. So what we're gonna do, the best way you can do in HermitPack, I believe, is diamonds. And as you guys remember, I dug out a crap ton of diamonds last time, or before last time. I think I have something like 10,000 diamond blocks, which is pretty freaking crazy. That's from my dream world. So I'm gonna fit these in between the fuel rods, and I'm gonna keep the middle here empty for now. And then let's build this up all the way. Be smart now and build it from the right way. Yeah, there we go. And then boom, like so. Okay, now let's form this again. And let's look in here. Let's turn this on. These will now follow each other all the way up, and this will be more efficient. So let's stick all our Yellorium in here. It's gonna suck up like all of it in one go. Yeah, look at that. Whew! And it's not even filling the rods yet. Okay. But as you can see, yeah, now look at this. They are climbing somewhat steady, which is good. And we're still having quite a good efficiency here. Now, I know, like I said, there are way more efficient way of doing this, but this is still pretty good. And we're generating 11,000 RF per tick now. And we're doing so by using, I think the full structure is going to use, and I only know this from the simulator that I used, it's going to use half a Yellorium ingot per minute. And generate 20,000 RF per tick is what it's capable of. Let me see if I got more Yellorium or uranium. I think we can run it on uranium as well. Yeah, I'm out of Yellorium. Let's do uranium, uranium. There we go. Yeah, I got a bit of this. Let's try and stick that in. Yeah, that went in. Okay. Yeah, so it's climbing. But this here is not full still. Crap, I need so much more Yellorium for me to run a system like this. But okay, so at the moment we're generating 14,000 RF per tick. If we would have it fully loaded, I think the simulator said 21,000 RF per tick. Which is still, and you see what it takes to run one of these now. It's still pretty freaking garbage. Like, in comparison to what we had, it's just silly. But it does look very cool. I like the structure. Now, there is another thing you can do with these that I want to try out today. And I haven't played around with that in ages. But that is, you can use these, and instead of generating power, you can generate heat and boil water in them, I think. Let me try and set up another reactor, a smaller one. And I also need to go and mine some more Yellorium for this test. And then we can see if we can generate steam. Because if we can generate steam quick enough for that turbine that you saw, then we may be able to use that for power. Okay, so I got a new reactor. And on this thing, instead of using any power taps, I'm using... oh, actually, I forgot. I need to have this freaking thing. Hold on. There we go. I'm using these here, which are reactor coolant ports. And then I'm pumping water from my reservoir into this machine. I don't know why it's not visible at the moment, though. I thought it would be visible inside here. Maybe I've misunderstood this. But anyway, if we right-click this machine, you can see that we have water in it now. Right? And it looks different. So instead of generating RF per tick, it's generating hot fluid output. So I want to try this out. I got these are my last uranium. Let's fill that up. There we go. And then let's turn this on. Okay. So the heating is garbage, but we're generating steam. Now what I want to try, I think we use this thing here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you wrench these and then you make them red. Okay, now I think that's going to pump out some steam. That was weird. Okay, so let's do this right. And then we'll put auto extract. Server, please catch up. Auto extract there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And now it spins. Look at that. How much are we now generating? 500 RF per tick. That's not really that's freaking garbage. And yeah, this is not okay. This is not generating enough. Again, this may be because we're bottlenecking it with how much this can generate per tick. Yeah, the bottleneck is definitely the amount of water we can pump into this system. And the way I found that out, look at this. I've hooked up some more. If I were to hook up another one here, I believe. Hold on, let's get rid of that there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so if we look at this thing first, you have to pay attention. I'll be nerdy. 1.6, so 1,600 RF per tick currently is what we're generating with this thing. Right? And then if I do this, always active, we should see this go up. Yeah, 1.8. So that tells me that it's definitely the water speed that is bottlenecking it, which is good. Maybe I can find a different way of generating water that will make it even quicker. Yeah, look at this. And this is using yellorium, but not much of it. Over here, it's using uranium or yellorium to generate steam. I don't know if we can get this more efficient by putting in diamond blocks in this. I would think that, okay, casing heat is now going down. I filled up this drum because I want to see with 170 buckets going in at once what kind of power we can be expecting. So let's see, right click this, please. Freaking server. Okay, 1.4, yeah, so let's do extract. Always active. Okay, now. Yeah, look at that. 8,000. I saw 8,000. Because a lot of buckets went in immediately. And did I backlog something here now? I backlogged water. Okay. So we've hit a cap. 2,500 RF per tick. With this thing. And that is capped, right? Because we are having... No, we're still not. Okay, now the bottleneck is this thing. Yeah. I'm sorry if this is confusing, but we need to know where the bottlenecks are in order to make an efficient system here. So I'm gonna try and put some metal blocks in this one as well. So our freaking diamonds, and see if that will make it better. Okay, 520 buckets is what we have in this thing now. Holy crap. I have a full inventory. Also, what I see in this thing now is that the heat seems to be stable. This is good, I would think. But again, I'm no freaking expert at this mod. Okay, so let's put this here and let's do the same test. We want to see... I've kind of positioned this a little bit wrong, but okay. Active without signal. Yeah, there we go. This is now generating a crap ton of power. Where is the backlog? Go in here. Okay, so now the backlog is still water. But we're seeing a little bit of surplus of steam, it looks like. Or by the look of it. And also, okay, so the heat is... Oh, I see. The heat is... of course, that is... it's connected to... I couldn't find the English word there. It's connected to the amount of water we have in the system. Yeah, so the heat... the water will cool it down. That leaves me to believe that we don't really need the diamond coils, but... the diamond things, but we could keep them in there anyway. But okay. So... we're gonna need a crap ton of water, because we did see a backlog very briefly of water, and then I think the next step would be to get a bigger reactor for us to be able to generate more steam. But I'm not sure, like, it's still, even with all that effort, with the yellorium and the quick water pumping, I saw like 12,000, which is still it's still pretty freaking bad. Alright, so let's hypothetically say that we stick with the idea of using big reactors because they're cool and because we can create a very cool power plant, and then maybe later we can use some turbines as well, just because these look so freaking cool. You guys will have to let me know what you think though. But let's just stick with that idea. What we're gonna need is Yellorium. And in order to get Yellorium, I'm gonna have to be mining every single day. So I'm willing to go against my ideal of not using a quarry, but only to get Yellorium. So I've crafted up a quantum quarry from extra utilities. Now, I've never used this, but I want to try and set this up. I think what we got to do, let's put down a block there. Actually, let's build this up in the air a little bit so we can see what's going on. We need this quantum quarry, and then we need these actuators. Actuators? I have no freaking clue. That's a weird word. And I think we do that. Yeah, there we go. And oh yeah, look at this. Okay, so we can install filters here, which we can specify Yellorium in, I suppose. And this mines from like a hypothetical dimension, so it doesn't actually dig something out. Oh, and then we can put an enchanted book in. That's good. Okay, I think we put a chest on top and then supply it with power. I do want to see how much power it drains, so maybe we'll do something like this. Let's get rid of that, and let's do channel 1, receive, that's good. And then let's just hook this up. I think we can just power this from any side. So let's try that like this. Boom. Please. So server again. There we go. Okay. Are you? Yeah, look at this. It's digging stuff out very quickly. Okay. 2000 RF per tick. What? Talk about freaking OP. Is this not requiring more power than 2000 RF per tick? Hold on. Yeah, it's not needing more power. Look at this. It even specifies which biome it's destroying at the moment. I like that it's destroying a birch forest. That I can agree with. Okay. Oh, it even brings like trees and stuff down. That's very interesting. All right, this is much later now. So I continued playing and I continued to record for a while. I ran into some massive problems with this quantum quarry thing. It turns out that this thing here, which if you guys remember, the only reason I want this is to grab yellorite. It turns out that this could actually not mine yellorite because there was a config thing that wasn't working. So what I did, I said we can't have it like that. So I contacted Scalda, the pack developer, and I told him, fix it, boy, fix it. And that was only after I'd run it for an hour. And he did. So now, if you're running HermitPack yourself, in the next update, these quantum quarries will be able to mine yellorite. And check this out. This is full. So what I did, yeah, look at this. Yellorite, yellorite, yellorite. Let's sort it. Yeah, look at that. That is nice. So what I did, if you right click this thing, hold on, let's turn this thing off. Boom. If you right click this thing, it will have 2 slots over here. One with where a filter goes in and one where you can put an enchanted book. Right? So I decided to use an item filter and go against a little bit of what I said earlier this series about not using a quarry, because we've kind of generated 10,000 diamond blocks and we got a lot of resources anyway. But yeah, you need one of these item filters, and what this says, if you look carefully here, hold on, it says, if present, the quarry will auto-destroy any items that do not match the filter. So if you have a filter and say put only cobblestone in there, it's going to destroy everything else. In my filter, I put uranium, clay, which I may remove, Certus quartz, you guys remember, applied energetic 2 ores, and the charged ones. And then I put emerald in because we don't have any emeralds. I think I'm going to take that out though. Yeah, I'll take that out just to stick with what I said. We'll generate emerald somewhere, some other way. Yellorite, lapis, I may take lapis out as well. Okay, let's take lapis out as well. Lapis will generate some in some other method later. Then I decided to stick basalt in because it's a freaking building block and it's been a pain to constantly go and mine it, right? And I also stuck osmium in. Then I have ignore, match meta. That was important because otherwise this uranium started to grab every industrial craft 2 ore, which is pretty much every ore in the game, like copper and stuff. So I did match meta you have to have if you have a industrial craft 2 ore in. And then a whitelist. So this means that everything else will be voided. and that goes in there. Then I did a Fortune 3 book so that when it mines out the Certus quartz, it's gonna fortune it. And look at this. So this, I don't know when this filled up. I've been online, I've been doing some other building. You can see over here, prepping a little bit. Next time, in the next episode, I know I said earlier that I have plans to build my power plant today, but I'm running out of time in the video. Which leads me to the next thing. I'm probably going to do a back-to-back HermitPack now. I'm probably going to continue to record and do a crap ton of building with a power plant there for an episode for you tomorrow. Because I feel we did a lot of nerdy testing and stuff today, which was required, by the way. But yeah, anyway, so this thing now is going to mine out only yellowite and the things that you saw. So next episode, what I want to do is I want to build, like I said, a power plant, but also a structure around this machine, making it look cool and stuff. I'm excited about that. And I also found some new, I also did a new little toy here, a wireless grid. Check this out. So now we can access our system. Unfortunately, with the max range upgrades, I can't reach it out here, so it's pretty garbage. But yeah, now I have ranged access, which is good. But yeah, like I said, I found another little fun thing as well, but I'll save that till next time. For those of you who are fans of Torturinos, there is still a rescue for us to make machines go quicker, which I'll show you next time. Cliffhanger Iskal. Freaking idiot me. But anyway, I'm gonna call the episode there. I've had a lot of fun testing these things out today. I've actually spent on this episode 7 hours testing and rebuilding and doing reactors and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sorry if we didn't do any progression today. I hope that you guys found it fun anyway and entertaining. And like, yeah, as you can see here, the factory is getting extended. But yeah, back-to-back HermitPack most likely. So keep a watch out, look out on my channel if you want to see an episode, the next episode of this, where we build a power plant. Thank you guys a million for being there. Thank you guys a million for liking the videos, because of course you do. Freaking like bait. If you have suggestions and comments on power generation in any power generation, then let me know down below in the comments. I do know about the Wither Star generator or the Nether Star generator. Every hermit are using them. They're freaking OP. So I don't think I want to use them. But other power generators, let me know down below. Or if you have a better big reactor, extreme reactor design, let me know. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Have a fantastic evening. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.